It's VHS Bandit versus VHS Bandit, with Topher Hansen and Dane Train from the podcast of the same name, facing off in 20 retro questions on 90s kids' movies and raunchy 80s comedies. This is Trivia with Buds. And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking this out on your very special True Love Valentine's week. Happy Valentine's Day. It's tomorrow if you're listening to this show on schedule on the day it came out. And what I love about Valentine's Day is the horror movie of the same name. I'm just kidding. That was the movie Valentine with the guy who played Angel. I forget his name, but he goes around and he kills all his old girls from high school that made fun of him. I think I spoiled that movie for you. But hey, happy Valentine's Day. Hope you're having a great week. And if you're looking for something for your honey, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, maybe your mom or dad, I have some great custom Valentines themed around different trivia elements of things that I host and my own weird pictures from Facebook and things. So check those out, triviawithbuds.com. If you go to the blog, it'll be the newest blog, and I'll be putting those up later today. So look for them today or tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Custom Valentines from your pal, Ryan Buds. This show is a trivia showdown today. We have two very fun guests from the VHS Bandits podcast. These guys are great. I stumbled upon them on Instagram, I think, and I started following them, and I'm like, these guys watch every movie that I used to watch as a kid and a teenager. I should have them battle in some VHS trivia on the show. So that's what we set up, and now they're good friends. So we are going to have them battle in some raunchy 80s comedy trivia and some 90s kids trivia in just a bit. But before we get to that, we have some house cleaning to do, and we have some stuff here. Speaking of house cleaning, I am looking to buy a house. So I'm reaching out to you, the listener. Do you sell houses? Do you list houses? Do you have tips on what I should do to buy my first house? I'm always looking for insight from anybody that has done it before and knows more about it than me. And I've been reading a lot about it online, and we're trying to decide between buying a brand new house or a house that's just a little bit older. So if you have tips about that, reach out to me, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Let me know what's up. We're looking to buy, obviously, in Southern California, the Inland Empire area, if you know that area. I'll be in Chicago this weekend. I'm not looking forward to it because it's 20 degrees there and there's tons of snow, but a lot of it's melting over the next few days. It is a business trip, not a pleasure trip, in the fact that we're cleaning out my mom's house so she can sell the house we grew up in. So my brother and I are making this big trip. So I might be able to see some Chicago friends. If you want to meet up or hang out, let me know. I'll be at my mom's house probably the whole time, and we're trying to get a lot of stuff done. And I'll be there Friday to early Monday morning. Shoot me a text or an email if you know me, and we'll try and coordinate something. We don't have too much other stuff to talk about in this intro before we get to the trivia, the meat of the episode. And if you like just trivia with not a lot of banter, check out the mini episodes we've been putting out on Thursdays. My dog Carver agrees that you should check it out. And this Thursday, we have a Game of Thrones mini episode. So 15 questions on the hit show Game of Thrones. Check that out on Thursday. Subscribe to this show, and you'll never miss a full-length or mini episode. Let's get into some VHS trivia with my friends Topher and Dane. Here we go. Here in my man cave in Laverne, California, and I am on an amazing Skype call with two new buddies of mine. Mr. Topher Hansen. What's up, Topher?
Hey, what's going on, Ryan?
And Dane Train. How you doing, Dane?
Hey, Ryan, what's up, good buddy?
Oh, you sound like you're from the East Coast, Dane. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is your last name really Train? I was reading that to my wife out loud earlier. She goes, his name is Dane Train? I go, I hope so.
It's that's a nickname.
Yeah.
The two of us on the show use not our real names.
Yeah.
Except for the team man over here.
Sure.
But when I was in college, my nickname was Dane Train, so I just used it for the show.
Love it. And the show you're talking about is the VHS Bandits. You guys are the co-hosts of a great VHS watching and collecting based podcast. And that's how I found you. I think I saw a post or I searched the word VHS and it came up and I'm like, oh, these seem like guys I should be friends with. So I sent you guys,
Awesome.
I sent a message to the VHS Bandits on Instagram. Topher, I think you responded. We went back and forth in some emails and here we are recording an episode of my show. So thank you guys so much for doing it.
No, thank you, man.
Yeah, we're psyched.
Topher, I'm going to read your bio you sent me. Topher Hansen, known for his relatable performances as the underdog under the pressures of extraordinary circumstances. Alongside acting, Topher has also produced 2 award-winning feature films. Most recently, the horror comedy short Dark Roast is Topher's first major jump into writing, producing, acting, and directing all at once, and that's currently making the rounds in multiple film festivals. You're originally from the East Coast yourself there, Topher, Worcester, Massachusetts, and you fell in love with performing at an early age and made a bunch of stuff with your friends. You got a bunch of stuff coming up, and you love VHSs. Tell me about your love of VHSs.
Oh, man. Well, like, you know, I'm one of those kids that was just raised by the television, and I watch movies all the time. Like, kids go outside and play sports and stuff. No, not me and Dane Train. We watch movies.
There you go.
That's right.
So in that bio I sent you, I know it was long, but like Dane was my buddy that we would take his VHS camera and make movies in his backyard and stuff. So that really kicked off my acting career and everything. So
that's awesome, man. Yeah,
VHS has just been there for me.
There you go. Yeah, I think for a lot of us who maybe weren't the biggest all-star athletes, you kind of felt like you were part of the team when you were watching the Mighty Ducks. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And then you try pulling off a knuckle puck in a game of street hockey, and you just fall on your face.
Yep. That is my street hockey experience.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Topher. All right, Dane, here's your bio. You said co-host of the VHS Bandits podcast. Dane Train enjoys nothing more than hang out with his friends, getting some cheap food, and watching old VHS tapes. Man, I used to do that so often in high school, and I miss doing that. We would just go rent like 2 movies from the local video store and just eat. We used to call them Dream Dogs. My friend had like a 30... maybe 100 hot dogs in a big box from like Costco or something, and we'd be like, every time we ate those hot dogs, we would have insane dreams. So we call them Dream Dogs. And so I'm with you on the cheap food.
Hallucinogenic hot dogs.
Of course, yeah. Dane's into action flicks, screwball sex comedies, and those are the go-tos of his collection. Dane has been a professional videographer and editor for nearly a decade, 10 years working in community media, and when he's not collecting VHS or behind a camera, he enjoys restoring classic cars and playing vintage horror video games. Give me an example of a vintage horror video game.
Oh, Clock Tower on PS1.
Oh, yes. I don't know why I read the word video game and I was thinking board game, and I'm like, are there a lot of vintage horror board games?
Another category.
The video board game Nightmare is one of our favorites that we grew up playing.
Oh, man. I never played a lot of those, but my friend Steve Scapperdine, great photographer in Chicago, does a lot of weddings, Steve Scapp on Instagram. He does, he had a game called Clue, like the mystery VHS board game of Clue. Do you remember that?
Sure.
I got to get my hands on that because I'm a huge Clue fan. I'm actually doing a podcast tomorrow night where we talk about how we would ideally remake the movie Clue. So I got to watch it tonight to study up.
Nice.
That's one of my favorites. Came out the year I was born, and just one of the best. What are some of your favorite? Let me hear your favorite action flick and your favorite screwball sex comedy, Dane.
Favorite screwball sex comedy is definitely Hamburger the Motion Picture.
Okay.
And my favorite action movie? Oh man, that's a tough one. Off the top of my head, probably Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love that movie.
There you go.
Man.
I love it. I don't think I've actually seen either of those movies, which will make you want to punch me in the stomach.
You got to go down to the video store and go rent them.
What is
go down to Hollywood Video?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? There is a Hollywood Video out by me, maybe 20 minutes away. It's the exact same store as the chain Hollywood Video, but it's called like Superstar Video. You know, like they changed the word Hollywood, but it's all the same decor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is that up in like North Hollywood?
No,
I've been trying to find like video stores, and that's where the most of them still are.
Sure.
Like that area.
Yeah, you're right about that. Canoga Park has a few. I used to live over there. I live way out on the 210, way out east in a town called Laverne, California. But the Hollywood Video, I believe, is in Pomona, California. So if you're ever out here, Topher, because I know you're an LA guy, we'll have to go on a field trip.
Yes, please.
There
you
you
guys
go.
should tape it. You know what I mean?
That would be pretty cool. Maybe we'll do an on-location type thing. How cool would it be to do like a video podcast in a video store? That would be kind of fun.
Oh my God, that would be our dream.
Seriously, that'd be the best.
Hey, now that we put it out there in the universe, it's bound to happen.
Trivia Showdown.
All right. Now that we know a little bit about you guys, we're going to kind of reveal what we're doing today. It's kind of a fun episode. Usually I'll have two guests pick 5 categories about things they're into, and I'll pick 2 of those categories, and they'll kind of battle in those topics. But since you guys are so into VHS movies, I kind of narrowed it down for you. So I have 2 categories that we're going to reveal right now. We're going to do 10 questions on raunchy 80s comedies and 10 questions on 90s kids movies. Now, I'm going to assign one of those topics to each of you. So, Dane, which one would you like? Which one do you think you know more about?
Oh, man, I'm probably going to say sex comedies.
All right. Raunchy 80s comedies will be Dane's topic, and that means, Topher, yours will be 10 questions on 90s kids movies. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I'm more of a clean-cut guy, unlike Dane, who's a raunchy.
Well, I thought about the title of this episode already, and I'm like, I have to say raunchy 80s comedies because I can't have teen sex comedy and kids movies in the same title. You know what I mean?
That makes perfect sense.
I felt like that might be an error on someone's part. So yeah, that's what we'll do. And we'll have you guys buzz in. You got to wait for the whole question to be read, and you get 1 point when you get your topic's question right. So, Dane, when you get a raunchy 80s comedy question right, you'll get 1 point. And Topher, same for you on 90s kids movies. But if you can steal the answer to the other guy's topic, so let's say Topher gets a raunchy 80s comedy question before Dane does or after Dane misses it, you only get 1 chance to guess. You'll get 2 points. So there's a little strategy going back and forth between you guys there. And you got to wait for the whole question to be read so people can kind of play along listening at home. And we'll have a buzz-in word. What is a 1 or 2 syllable word or phrase that maybe means something between the two of you guys, maybe something from your podcast?
Okay.
I love the pause. The pregnant pause is really exciting.
The secret word of the day is I'm going to have to go with poopy ghosts, and that's because a little insider secret, boys and ghouls, before we start recording our show and we are doing the levels, we're checking the levels on the Zoom recorder.
Sure.
We're saying checking the mic, poopy ghosts with poopy trails. And that's just become a tradition.
Very good. So the VHS Bandits podcast, they're into excrement and ectoplasmic creatures. I love it. Very good. So we got Poopy Ghost for the buzz-in. Topher, are you cool with that? Absolutely. All right, here we go. This is what we'll do. We'll go back and forth. We'll start with raunchy 80s comedies. Either of you can buzz in with the word Poopy Ghost. Wait for the whole question to be read. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
20 questions. Here we go. Here's the first one. Raunchy 80s comedies. Question number 1. Hot Dog is a 1984 comedy focused around what sport?
Poopy Ghost.
I think it was Topher, right?
Yeah.
Topher.
He got it.
Topher buzzed in first. It was skiing. Hot Dog the movie. Woo! That is 1 point. Actually, that's 2 points for Topher because it's not his topic. So well done, Toph. That's pretty good.
That's one of Dane's favorite. Other than hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
Quick little tidbit. The guy who did Hot Dog the movie also did Hamburger the motion picture.
And what does Hamburger the motion picture focus on?
Oh, it's about a university that teaches you how to run a burger chain called Buster Burger.
Oh, I can't wait to see. And this was your favorite movie, you said earlier. I can't wait. A fun story about Hot Dog the movie, my older brothers always told me, because they're 10 and 12 years older than me, so they were big 80s kids. I was more of a 90s kid. And they said they would always try and rent this movie, like at the video store. And my mom would always go, "You're not watching that." And she'd put it back on the shelf, And then one day my dad came home from work and my mom and dad were in a bowling league. And he said, "All right." He said, "We're going bowling." And he goes, "I got you guys a movie." And he winked at them, and it was Hot Dog the movie. So he knew what was up. And that was their first big, probably taste of some topless 80s action. And I think I bought it for them on DVD for Christmas maybe 10 years ago. So,
oh, no way.
Yeah, there you go. Hot Dog the movie. Here's question number 1 for the 90s kids side. Either of you can buzz in, and if Dane can steal this one, it's 2 points for him. 1 point for Topher if he gets it. Number 1, in a Goofy movie, what creature dances with a Walkman on in the background of a scene?
Poopy Ghost. Sasquatch.
It is a Sasquatch or Bigfoot. Well done, Topher. That's your third point. 3-0. Dane, got to get on the board.
I know. Jeez Louise.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. Fast Times at Ridgemount High takes place in what state?
California.
Poopy Ghost.
Dane.
I'll give it to Dane. You can get it.
I think it was in California, right?
That's right. Your first point. It's not a shutout. Well done, man. Well done, buddy. 1 point. It's 3-1. It could still anybody's game. Now, you guys talk a lot about, kind of give the format of your show. You guys watch a different movie every episode. Is that how it works?
That's right.
And so you pick out a movie to watch. Is it usually a movie you've seen or haven't seen, or?
Sometimes like only one of us has seen it and the rest of us haven't. Usually, or sometimes like we'll go down to the Goodwill, find some wacky tape, and bring it in and be like, "Holy crap, we gotta watch this!" We've never heard of this.
There you go.
We try to find stuff that like is only on VHS. Ideally, it's not always the case, or just like obscure, weird stuff that you like wouldn't be able to find anywhere else.
I love it. I'm the same, man. I love finding that kind of stuff. I've never watched it. I did just get a maybe a 9 or 10 inch TV with a VCR built in, and I have a small VHS collection, and I bought like a big collector's edition of a TV movie called Shogun. Do you guys know that?
No.
I know of it, haven't seen it.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe a British show. I don't know anything about it, but it looked expensive, and I looked it up online, and some editions of it sell for a lot, so I just grabbed it. Some other VHSs I have lying around. I have like 3 different covers for Roadhouse because it's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I have the original Ninja Turtles, the original Batman, and a couple of like Zelda, Super Mario cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
So
Nice.
I don't collect too much because I would just have, I would have so much. But whenever I find something key, I'm like, I got to get this. So that's where I'm at. And if you're listening to this show and if you love VHSs, you love kind of reminiscing about them nostalgically, definitely check out Dane and Topher's show, The VHS Bandits. What day of the week does your show come out?
It's typically every other Monday.
There you go. Every other Monday. Check that out. And here is question number 2 for the 90s Kids movie side. What is the coach's last name in the Mighty Ducks?
I knew this was going to be a question.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I just picked up the movie at Savers for $1 too, and I didn't rewatch. I haven't seen it since like whenever it came out. In the theater in 1992 or whatever it was.
Sure. That's
Emilio
a tough one.
Estevez. I can't remember.
I was like, I hope he doesn't ask this question because it's so obvious, yet I don't remember what it is.
No guesses from you guys?
Can we get a hint?
Let's say it starts with the letter B.
Oh man, I can't remember.
All right, I'll reveal the answer. It's Coach Bombay.
That's it.
There you go.
Oh my God.
No points there. Topher's got 3 against Dane's 1. We're back on the raunchy 80s comedy side.
All right, let's do it.
Here is number 3. What is the bombshell's name in the movie Weird Science? So not the actress. Kelly LeBrock was the actress. I'm just looking for the first name of the like superhuman they create.
He was in Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal.
Yeah, that's right. So Kelly LeBrock is the actress. What is the character's name in Weird Science that they create?
I watched that like last year too.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh man, I feel so wicked dumb. I can't remember this.
Topher, any guesses?
I don't know. I'm stumped.
I'm gonna say Poopy Ghost. Let me just throw it out there, Samantha.
That's a great guess. That's a really good guess. It's not Samantha.
Damn.
But it's a shorter name than that. Any guesses for you, Dane?
Oh God. Was it like Tina or something like that?
Very close. The answer was Lisa. Lisa. They shower with her with their clothes on. Classic teen raunchy 80s comedy. Here comes question number 3 for the 90s Kids movie side. In the movie Little Giants, what is the nickname for the main female character?
Oh, Poopy Ghost.
Dane.
Wasn't it the fridge?
Oh, you're so close.
Or was it? Hold on, Poopy Ghost again.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like? No, the ice box.
I'm gonna give it to you, Dane. It was Icebox. Well done.
Oh yeah.
And that makes it 3-3, a perfectly tied game. We got about another 10 or 12 questions here. Let's jump onto the 80s raunchy side again. Here it is, number 4. Okay. Chuck Mitchell is a large character actor that portrayed what 80s title character? Chuck Mitchell is a large character actor that portrayed what 80s title character?
Poopy Ghost.
Yes.
Was he the big guy in Meatballs 2?
He was not. Well, he may have been. I don't know. I only know the one thing I looked up, so you still need, I don't know. I'll have to look it up afterwards, but I'm looking for a little bit more of a title character. So the name of the movie is his name.
All right. His name is the name of the movie?
His name is the name of the movie. What do you think it could be?
What's the actor's name again?
Chuck
Porky's?
Mitchell. The answer is Porky's.
Yeah, all right.
Well done. All right, that's let's see, 1 point for Dane. That makes it 4-3, and we're going to jump on the other side here. Topher down by 1. Let's see what he can do here. This is number 4 for 90s Kids movies. How does Macaulay Culkin's character die in My Girl?
Poopy Ghost.
Dane.
Bee stings.
Bee stings to the brain and the rest of his body. 5 points.
The good child. I was like, his mom.
Oh man.
Off a cliff.
Yeah, he dies in a lot of movies. In The Page Master, there's a deleted scene where he just gets his head cut off. A lot of people don't remember that.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
Not really. Number 5. Raunchy 80s comedies, number 5. How many total Revenge of the Nerds flicks have there been?
Poopy Ghost.
Poopy Ghost.
Was that Topher?
4. Yes.
Topher got it, and it is 4. There are 4, and that's 2 points for Topher, making it 5-5. 5-5.
Nerds in love.
Those last 2 were made-for-TV movies, but you could definitely rent them back in the day, so you guys are probably aware of them. Here comes question number 5 for 90s Kids movies. Who plays the mean camp owner in Heavyweights?
Poopy Ghost.
Dane.
Oh, shit.
Did I get it?
Yeah, Dane.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Oh, dude, that was one of our episodes.
I think that was the one I first listened to. Nice job. 7-5. Dane's up by 2. It's a very close game. Well done, guys. Here comes question number 6. Let's see if Topher can grab it. Who plays Mercedes in the film License to Drive?
Poopy Ghost.
Dane.
Heather Graham.
Heather Graham's correct.
That's hands down one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, I love it. My favorite line, one of my favorite lines from the 80s is "You mustn't fuck with the DMV." I think that's such a great.
Living hell.
It was like one of the most like you didn't see it coming, and you're like, "Whoa, that lady just swore." It was like such a great line.
I think Uncle Phil as the driving instructor is the best part of that movie.
Oh, that is good too. That is good stuff.
Yeah.
Here comes question number 6 for the other side. This is 90s Kids movies. What was the Addams Family sequel called?
Poopy Ghost.
Dane.
Family Values.
Addams Family Values. That's 2 more points, making it 10-5, just like that. Nice job.
In the lead. Ooh, yeah.
In the lead. Topher needs to steal some of these raunchy 80s comedies questions. Maybe he can steal this one. Number 7. What goofy movie had a hot rap song called Top That? What goofy movie had a hot rap song called Top That?
Oh, no.
One of my favorite episodes of How Did This Get Made? Do you guys listen to that podcast?
Yeah.
Really, really good episode if you want to start somewhere.
Oh, no.
What goofy movie had a hot rap song called Top That?
Wasn't Hot Moves, I'll tell you that.
I wouldn't even call this one super raunchy. I don't think there's a lot of sex going on in this movie.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm stumped. T-Man, you gotta take it.
What's that?
It's a comedy?
Yeah. Well, supposed to be. It's comedic for a lot of other reasons.
Poopy Ghost,
Yep.
Mannequin 2?
Very close. It was, Dane, do you have a guess?
No.
It was,
The Mannequin 1?
No, it was Teen Witch. Teen Witch.
Oh, that movie sucks. No wonder I didn't know it.
It's pretty bad, but great if you like weed. Here's the next one. Number 7. This is 90s Kids movies. Dunstan Checks In stars what animal?
Poopy Ghost, a chimpanzee.
There you go. Well done, Topher.
We have an inside story about
We
that
have
movie, too.
a Dunstan Checks In story.
What is it? Tell it.
You tell it, dude.
Well, me and Dane, we've been best friends forever.
Sure.
Forever.
In elementary school, so maybe 2nd grade or something. I really wanted to see Dunstan Checks In because because it had Paul Rubens in it. And I was like, oh, Pee-wee's in this movie. We got to go see it. There's a monkey and everything. and my parents were divorced. So when Dunstan Checks In came out, it was like a dad weekend and I was away.
Yeah.
And guess who saw Dunstan Checks In without me?
Oh, was it that son of a bitch Dane Train?
I still regret it to this day.
I won't let him live it down.
Hey, you know what, dude? We don't even have that on tape. So we need to get a copy of that and sort of like bring it back and do an episode about that. It's like a retribution episode.
Oh, I'll keep an eye out here for you guys. If I find one, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, everybody, keep an eye out.
I have 6 copies myself. I just can't part with any of them. So if I find another one, I'll let you know.
It is that kind of a movie.
I don't blame you for hanging on to them.
There you go.
I still haven't seen it, honestly, till this day because of the pain.
Oh, I love it. The Dane Train pain. The Dane Train pain.
Dane pain.
Here we go. Number 8. This is 80s raunchy comedies. What is being lifted up on the poster for the movie Zapped?
Oh, Poopy Ghost.
Yep.
Zapped. Is it like he's lifting off a bra or something?
I'm going to give it to you, Topher. I'm going to give it to you. He's lifting up a gal's skirt.
Ah, okay.
You were close. You said bra. That's pretty close. He's removing a woman's clothing with his powers, which is not good for Scott Baio being in the news lately for like harassment and all kinds of stuff in the 80s.
Oh, right.
They should probably hide that movie poster. But that's 2 points for Topher. And just like that, it's 8-10. All right. Here's
Oh, God.
number 8,
Close.
90s kids movies. What is the Little Rascals' dog's name?
Poopy Ghost.
Topher.
Spot?
It's not Spot. Dane, do you have a guess?
Geez. I remember seeing the movie in the theaters too.
That movie sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. It's probably, I don't remember, to tell you the truth. I honestly don't remember.
Can I get a second guess?
Sure. Let's do it, Toph.
Is it Speck?
It's not Speck. It's the first name of my favorite rapper that tells you to take your shirt off and spin it around like a helicopter. Petey Pablo. The dog's name is Petey.
Oh, I was nowhere near the vicinity.
Petey, the dog from Little Rascals. Number 9. We're getting near the end. We got 4 questions left for the first 20. Let's see what we got here. Number 9. What is Patrick Dempsey's job besides a gigolo in the movie Loverboy?
Oh, Pizza Boy. Poopy Ghost Pizza Boy.
He got it. Dane with his 11 points.
It's going to be a Meatballs 4 question.
Oh, I thought so too.
Is Dempsey the star of Meatballs 4?
He indeed
Meatballs
is.
3 is Summer Job.
Meatballs 3. Yeah, I'm sorry. Meatballs 4.
Yeah. Meatballs 4 is Corey Feldman.
Oh, my God. I've seen all the Meatballs, but those last couple are a blur, you know?
Oh, they're good. Meatballs 3
they're all
is
good. Number 2 is the best.
Dane Train loves number 3.
Number 2.
Oh,
Yeah, number
man.
3 is awesome too.
I love it.
Kevbot, not so much.
Here we go. Number 9. Who is the youngest of the 3 ninjas? What is the kid?
Poopy Ghost.
Yep.
Tum Tum.
Tum Tum is correct, and that's 2 points for Dane. 2 more.
Oh, man.
13-8. It's a 5-point game. 3 Ninjas, Light Up the Eyes, Boys. One of my favorite movies watching growing up.
Yeah.
I love when movies were so popular to us as kids that weren't even in theaters. Like, I don't even think that movie was in theaters, was it?
I think like maybe the first one was, but I think either that one or the last 2 I think were straight to video. I think Mega Mountain was High Noon at Mega Mountain. I'm pretty sure was straight to video.
Interesting.
Which the movie's awesome.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
You know, Jim Varney's in there, Hulk Hogan.
Love it. Here we go. Last question for raunchy 80s comedies. Let's see who's going to get 1 or 2 points. Number 10. What contest does Terry lose in the movie Just One of the Guys, which causes her to want to switch sexes?
Oh, man.
Poopy Ghost. Is
Yeah.
it a writing contest?
It is exactly a writing competition. Nice job,
I haven't
Topher.
seen it. I know.
And you got 2 more points, so it's 10-13. It's a very close game. Writing competition in Just One of the Guys. And number 10, here we go. This is it for the last question for 90s kids movies. Who is the dad? Who plays the dad in the movie Getting Even with Dad?
Poopy Ghost.
Poopy Ghost.
Is Ted Danson.
Topher got it for 1 more point. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. 11 points for Topher, 13 for Dane. How'd you guys feel about the first 20 questions?
Oh, man, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome.
Very good. Thank you for doing it, guys. This is great. That's 20 questions. We're going to dive into round number 2. This is round number 2. This is called the combo question.
Combo question.
And the combo question kind of combines the 80s and the 90s in a way, and I kind of found a way to tie it back into my own podcast. So let's see how you do with this one. This is for 2 points. So whoever gets this gets 2 points. You're still buzzing in with Poopy Ghost. For 2 points, a past guest on my podcast, his name was Victor DiMattia. He played Timmy Timmons in The Sandlot. He played what comic strip character in a 1987 made-for-TV movie with the subtitle Dinosaur Hunter? What character did he play?
Poopy Ghost.
Yeah.
I can only think of Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
I know. That's what
Sure.
I was thinking.
I don't think I'm right.
Turok is a dinosaur hunter. This is
it was a comic book.
It's a comic strip, though, so think more like newspaper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Victor DiMattia in The Sandlot, and then he played what comic strip character in 87? It was called, the name of the character, Dinosaur Hunter.
Oh, man. Made for TV movie.
It's a tough question.
Definitely wasn't Lost in Dinosaur World, I'll tell you that. Or Lost in Dinosaur City.
You're thinking on the right track.
Adventures in Dinosaur City.
Can we have another hint, perhaps? It was a TV movie, you said?
It was a TV movie. You could definitely rent it. I remember seeing it at the video store. This character has blonde hair.
I know, like, every dinosaur movie, too. I'm surprised.
I know it, dude. How did you not Poopy Ghost this one yet?
Well, I will tell you that they don't, like, sometimes, like on IMDb, it doesn't have this subtitle, but when you watch the trailer, it has the subtitle. So
is it? Oh, I know what it is.
Yep.
It's Poopy Ghost. It's
Yep.
Dennis the Menace.
It is Dennis the Menace. Well done.
Oh, holy crap, dude. I was
Dennis
just
the
looking
Menace,
at that the other day.
Dinosaur
Hunter.
Hunter.
I know the tape now. I know.
Victor DiMattia. Listen to a past episode. I wish I had the number off the top of my head, but if you just go back, I had Victor DiMattia from The Sandlot and his brother Brian Bonsall, who was in the movie Blank Check as Preston Waters. And
We did an episode on Blank Check.
Yeah. Oh, very good. You guys would love this. They battled in punk rock trivia and video game trivia, but it was cool hearing their stories.
I'm
about
checking it out.
Yeah, it was a really fun one. They talked about auditioning for those movies and things, and it was great. So here we go. That was tying up the game perfectly. It's 13-13.
Man.
So it all comes down to this last round, which is very rare. This is like the Super Bowl. This is very cool. We're going into overtime. And the third round we're going to do, it's called Categories with Buds.
Categories with Buds.
So we're going to go around in a circle and name stuff from a certain category. The category today is going to be horror icons. So we're not naming really the titles of movies. We're naming more like iconic horror characters. And we'll go in a circle. I'll kick it off. Then we'll go to Topher, then Dane, then back to me. As long as you can name one in like 5 seconds, you're still in. You can't do any repeats. And the last person standing gets 3 points. So whoever wins this will get the championship title, which I don't have anything for, but you will. I'll send you a copy of Dunstan Checks In. Whoever gets this. All right?
Oh,
okay.
And I'm going to play with you guys. If I happen to be the last person standing, I'll award the 3 points to one of the two of you. So here we go. I'll kick it off. Horror icons. I'm going to say Hellraiser. Hellraiser's Pinhead.
And who goes next? Anyone?
Topher.
Oh, I'm next. Okay.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
Very good. Dane.
Jason.
Jason Voorhees. I'll say Michael Myers.
I'll say Victor Crowley.
Who's that?
I'm gonna say
That's Angeline's film.
Okay.
The fourth one just came out on Blu-ray and DVD Tuesday.
Very good.
I'm gonna say Angela from Night of the Demons.
Very good. I will say Leprechaun from the Leprechaun movies.
I'm gonna say Angela from Sleepaway Camp.
Nice.
I'm gonna say Uncle Impy from Slimeball Bolorama. You know what I'm talking about?
That sounds like a real thing. I'm going to say Leatherface.
I'm going to say Ghostface from the Scream movies.
Perfect.
I'm going to say the guy who takes people's skin and puts it on, the Spanish conquistador from The House of the Dead, the Uwe Boll movie.
Very, very insider information. I will do Captain Spaulding from The Devil's Rejects.
Nice. I'll say the puppets from Puppet Master.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Sammy Kerr from Trick or Treat.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say Jigsaw from the Saw movies.
I'm going to say Sam from Trick or Treat.
Oh.
That's a good one.
You talking about my boy Sam Hain? Is that his name? Is his name Sam Hain? Is that the full name?
I'm not sure.
I think it's just Sam.
Interesting. All right, very good.
I think it's just Sam. All right, I'm going to say Clint Howard, the Ice Cream Man from The Ice Cream Man.
Oh, that was a movie I watched on repeat. And then there was a movie called there was another movie right before after that called Mr. Ice Cream Man that was really hard to find, and it's made with like a Game Boy camera. It's the worst movie. If you guys can find Mr. Ice Cream Man, you got to watch it. We used to watch it and eat those dream dogs on repeat at my friend Steve Nelson's house. It was the best.
Nice.
I have no other icons. I'm drawing a blank. What do you guys got? It's a showdown.
I'm going to say Gizmo from Gremlins.
Sure.
Dr. Giggles from Dr. Giggles.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Dracula from any Dracula movie.
Yep.
I'm going to say Frankenstein from Frankenstein Unleashed.
We're going old school.
Ooh. I'm going to have to go for the Wolfman from Monster Squad. That specific Wolfman.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to go with the creature from the Black Lagoon.
I'm going to have to go with the little impy guy in Basket Case.
The impy guy.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good one. I'm going to go with no, I'm losing it.
Topher is the winner. 3 points for Topher. And that means it's a game of, let's see, it was 13-13, so 16-13. What a great battle. Nice job, guys.
Man.
It's just like the Patriots.
There you go. Just like the Patriots. Well done.
Last year, not this year.
Where can people find more about you guys individually and then as a podcast?
Okay.
Go ahead, T-Man.
Thanks, dude. Well, you can find out at the podcast. We're on Instagram is probably our biggest social media outlet. Dane Train usually handles a lot of that. It's at VHS Bandits. And on Twitter at the VHS Bandits. And if you just search us on whatever podcast app you use, the VHS Bandits will pop up. And you can email us at thevhsbandits@gmail.com. But if you want to check out me specifically and check out all my movies and stuff that I have upcoming, you can just follow me at Topher Hansen, TOPHERHANSSON. 2 S's in my name.
Awesome. How about you, Dane?
Yeah, that's it. He covered the whole shebang.
Very good. Thank you guys so much for doing the show. And Topher, since you're out here in LA, we'll have to do, like I said, that field trip. Have you ever gone to Frankensons in City of Industry?
No, what is that?
Oh, it's a huge toy and collectible convention like every Saturday in this huge warehouse, and it's free. It's tons of fun. It's really close to my house. So you'll have to drive out. We'll go to that, and then we'll go to that video store, and you can brag to Dane. This is like your revenge for him seeing Dunstan checks in without you.
Well, listen, why don't you guys get a camera and video it, and we'll put it up on our YouTube page.
That sounds great. We'll do a bunch of selfie iPhone videos. It'll be awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
You'll have to come on our show sometime, Ryan.
I would love to. Give me an assignment on Instagram, and I'll watch it as soon as possible, and then we'll talk about it.
Nice.
All right, Justin checks in. It is.
That sounds like a great episode. Thanks, guys.
All 6 of your copies.
Have a good rest of your week.
All right, you too. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Dude.
All right. There it is, a very close battle between two VHS nerds, Topher Hansen, Dane Train. Thank you so much for doing the show, guys. So glad to know you. And everybody listening, go download, subscribe, and tell a friend about the VHS Bandits podcast. Such a fun group of guys talking about really fun stuff. They just put out an episode on UHF in the time since we recorded over the weekend. UHF, one of my favorite Weird Al movies because there's only one. Check that one out and see what you think. And the other episode that I really liked of their show was Heavyweights. So go back if you remember the Fat Camp movie from the 90s, and then just look at all the titles. They have so many good ones on there. If you like my show, please tell a friend about it. That's the best way to spread the love. And hey, it's Valentine's week. Tell a partner, tell a loved one about how much fun this show is to listen to play along to on a road trip. People tell me that all the time, and man, do I love hearing that. We have 84 reviews for this podcast. I would love to get it up to 90. If you leave a review, the next 6 will get a very special Skype session with me. That's right, Skype or FaceTime, whatever you're into. I will do a quick little trivia session with you over Skype, and you will get to pick a pop culture art square from my huge collection of over 1,000 of those from my friend Drew A. Blank. I'll give you a bunch of options. We'll do a little Skype session. It'll be a fun little 5 to 10 minutes of your day, and all you have to do is leave a review, be review 85 to 90. And send me an email, ryanbuds@gmail.com, as soon as you leave that review so I know to coordinate the Skype session with you. But that is my offer to you to try and get those reviews up to 90. And then we got some real special stuff to get it up to 100. Thanks so much for listening to this show. Thanks for telling a friend. And remember, this Thursday, Game of Thrones, 15 questions on our mini episode. Subscribe to this show so you never miss a full-length or mini episode. Full-length episodes on Tuesdays, the mini episodes on Thursdays. Hope you have a great week. Hope you have a great Valentine's Day and you find some love. We'll see you next time on the Trivia with Buds podcast. Bye-bye.